Go.
Okay. Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Y feliz viernes.
Feliz viernes.
¡Woo! ¡Woo! Muy bien. Hoy en la clase tenemos una pruebita sobre la hora. Repite, la hora.
La hora.
La hora.
La hora.
En específica, in a special, ¿puedes cerrar la puerta? Could you shut the door, please? In a special, en esta pruebita tienes que saber, you must know las reglas de la hora. What are reglas? Do you guys know what las reglas are? Rules. Muy bien. They are rules of time. Muy bien. So, Shante. Okay. What verb do we always use with time?
No, ser.
Ser. We use the verb ser. Siempre, siempre, siempre. You must always use the verb ser. You must always use the verb ser. What does ser mean?
To be.
To be. To be or not to be. To be. Now, there are only two forms of ser that you're ever going to use. What are the two forms of ser that you're going to use?
Oh.
Raise your hand if you know the two forms of ser. There's only two forms of ser. Dime. Son and S, okay? S and son, son and S. S and son. Now, time must always have, we should put this in here, it must always have a definite article. It always has to have a definite article, okay? What are your definite articles? L. What else? La. Los and las. Okay, are we ever going to use los for time? No, never. Okay? And in general, what are the two we're going to use? La or las, right? So you're always going to start all of your time things with either es la or son las. Es la or son las. Yes? Todo bien? Okay. There are only three times. Time is always, siempre, siempre, siempre plural. It's always plural. Except we have three exceptions. What are the three singular times? Three singular times. Levanta la mano if you know. Three singular times. Time is always plural except for three times. Dime, Taylor, what's one? Noon. ¿Cómo se dice noon? Okay, and what do we need to start it with?
L.
Okay, so ask yourself this. You're like, oh no, I can't remember. I have no idea. We know for time you're either going to use S or son. If it's singular, are you going to use S or son? S. L. Medio. Dia. Es el medio dia. Now, another one of our rules of time is that it's always feminine, right? Time is always femenina. Femenina. Time is always feminine. Except for what one exception, Osiris? Time is always feminine except for...
We just wrote it up there.
Oh, wow, muy bien. S, L, medio, dia. Time is always feminine, except for S, L, medio, dia. Why would time always be feminine? How do you say time?
La hora.
La hora. La hora means time, and time is always
Feminine.
feminine. Time is always
Feminine.
Except, repite, SL.
SL.
Medio,
Medio.
dia.
Dia.
Medio dia.
Medio.
Medio dia.
Medio dia.
With an acento sobre la
E.
Why is this one time masculine? Carlos? Why is this one time masculine? What word in this sentence makes it masculine?
The article.
Okay, the article is a masculine article, but why do we use a masculine article, Chris? Dia. The word dia in Spanish is el dia, and it's masculine. El dia. It's one of our irregulars, okay? So this time right here has to be masculine, okay? Now, when you make it masculine, el dia, you have to make the article masculine. Instead of using es la or son las, instead of using la or las, you have to use the masculine article, el. What is the other thing, though, that you also have to change? What also has to agree with it? Yeah.
The O in medio.
Yeah, this medio half of a day, your medio needs to be masculine, yes? Todo bien? Okay. So let's go back to rule number 3. We have es el mediodía as one of our singular times. We have 2 more singular times. Canfield? ¿Me puedes dar uno? Ah, una. And what are you going to put before una? Are you going to start with es la or son las? Good man. Es la. Es la. And what did you say? Why did you say una and not uno? We know how to say uno is 1. Why did you say una?
It's always feminine.
Muy bien, because sin rule number 4. Time is always feminine. Muy bien. Es la una. Now, this one is technically always going to be singular from 1 o'clock to what time? 1:30. 1 to 1:30 is always going to be singular. Because how many hours have passed? At 1:15, a la 1:15. A la 1:15, how many hours have passed? 1. At 1:20, how many hours have passed? At 1:30, how many hours have passed? At 1:40, what happens?
It changes to the minnows thing.
Okay, so another rule of time is that you can nunca say a number that is higher than
29.
30.
Oh, 30.
Okay, and actually you're not even going to say 30.
You're going to say mediodía.
29.
Okay, you're never going to say a number that's higher than 29. Instead, what do you have to do?
Next
Go to the next hour. Go to next hour and subtract. How do you say minus in Spanish?
Menos.
Menos, right? Menos is minus, okay? Now, let's do one example. We were working on 140. So, and actually, are you ready for this? Let's do 144. I want you to tell me it's 144. 144. Son las. Why did you say son las?
Because 2 is plural.
Okay, 2 is plural. You have to go to the next hour from 1 o'clock. The next hour, Senor Antonio and Juan, is 2 o'clock, and 2 is plural, so you have to go to son las. Son las. Dos. And como se dice minus? Menos. Dos menos. And how many minutes do you need to minus? 16. With an acento sobre la. Okay, repite todos. D.
D.
E.
C.
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 Se. Repite. 10.
10.
10.
10.
6.
6.
6.
6.
Acento sobre la. E. Repite. A. E.
A. E.
I. O. U.
I. O. U.
El burro sabe más que tú.
El burro sabe más que tú.
D. A. C.
D. A. C.
6.
6.
Okay, what are my other 3 numbers that have acentos? 22. Repite. 22.
22.
23.
23.
16.
16. 26.
26. Is that right? No, don't jump at the beginning. When should I be jumping? 26. Muy bien. So it's a lot of those 6s, right? 16 and 26, and then 22 and 23. Bien? Todo bien? Okay. We got to go back up here because we've only done 2 of our singular phrases. What's the third singular phrase? Es el mediodía. Es la una. Y Ciara.
Es el medianoche.
Ooh, I like where you're going. I like that you started it with S because it's definitely singular. Es la media noche. Okay, why is this one feminine, whereas this one was masculine? It is the. What is it? Yeah, Carlos.
Oh, I was going to give the answer. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's feminine because the article is feminine and the other one, the article is masculine.
Okay, this article is feminine and this article is masculine, yes. Why is that article feminine or masculine? What word in here, what noun do we have to base it on? Miss Nanny?
Media.
Media. Our adjective has to agree with what? Noche. Okay. How do I say good evening? Buenas noches. Buenas noches. The word noche in Spanish is feminine. Okay? So you have to change two things. You have to change your article to feminine, and you need to make sure medio changes to media. Repite. Es la medianoche.
Es la medianoche.
Es la una.
Es la una.
Es el mediodía.
Es el mediodía.
Muy bien. Okay? So we have time is, we're always going to use ser. We start with, repite, es la
Es la.
or son las.
Son las.
Every single one of your times needs a definite article. Either, repite, el, la, or las.
El la or las.
There's only one time that's ever going to go with el, though, and what is it?
Mediodía.
Es el mediodía. Okay, time is always, always plural except for the three singular ones. Time is always, always feminine except for es el mediodía. You never, never, never say a number higher than 29. You have to go to the next hour and subtract. And there's one more rule that we're missing here. One more rule. Dime. Yeah, we're going to nunca, 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 for right now, are we ever going to use the numbers 30 or 15?
No.
Okay? Never use 30 or 15. What do we use instead of 30?
Media.
How do you say half? It's been half of an hour.
Media.
Media, right? Why did you not use medio?
Because
It's been half of a what?
An hour. An hour is
Of an hora. Oh, right? So you're going to use media. Como se dice 15? Like a quarter after.
Quarto.
Cuarto. Pirates like to show up at a quarter after. Cuarto. If you can't spell R in your answer, you did something wrong. Okay? All right, here's your tester on this one. Como se dice? It's 4:15. You could write this on a whiteboard or a little piece of paper if you wanted to, or you can just think about it for a moment. 4:15.
Cuatro y cuarto.
Fine.
All right, as a class. 4:15 is for singular or plural?
Plural.
Plural. Are you going to use es or son?
Son.
Son. And it has to go with a definite article. What definite article would you like?
Las.
Son las. It is 4. How do you say 4?
Cuatro.
Cuatro. Cuatro. Y cuarto.
We say de la mañana.
Okay. All right, let's talk about that. How do you
That's
say
way
in
too
the
early.
morning?
De la mañana.
Okay, in the morning is, can you still see this? Or I'll put it over here maybe?
That's fun.
Is that all right? Okay,
Yeah.
we have repite. De la mañana.
Mañana.
Is that what you want?
Yes.
De la, repite, mañana.
Mañana.
We need an ing there. De la mañana.
De la mañana.
Repite, de la tarde.
De la tarde.
Is this singular or plural? Because we say buenas tardes. It's going to be singular, yep. And at night?
De la
De la noche.
Noche.
De la noche. Muy bien. Okay, last thing that we need to look at. There's two different questions for time. Two different questions for time. What are the two different questions that we use for time?
KRS.
Okay, ¿qué horas is one? Oops. ¿Qué hora es? ¿Quién is who? ¿Qué is
what?
¿Qué hora es? What time is it?
Now.
Now. Ahora mismo. And so what would your answer be? Look at the clock.
Son las 10.
It's 9:43 right now. It's 9.
17.
Oh, what are the odds of that? Didn't we already do 43? Oh, we didn't? Okay.
We did 44.
44. Okay, let's do, 38. We're going to pretend it's 9:38. Just for fun. Okay?
But
I want you to tell
It's
me
like
right
going
now
back in
it is
time.
9:38. Are you allowed to say 38? Go to the next
Maybe.
hour. What's the next hour?
son las
D8.
10.
So, am I going to start with es la or son las?
22.
Son las. Diez. With the S or a Z?
Z.
Z. Acepta. Acepta. Son las 10
Menos
menos minus how many minutes?
22.
22.
Dos.
¿Dónde cae el acento, Miss Caitlin? 22.
Dos.
¿Dónde cae el acento? Sobre la O.
O.
Say it with some oomph. Sobre la O. Yeah,
O.
muy bien. Sobre la O. Muy bien. Okay? Now, we have one more question. What's the other question?
A que hora es?
A que hora es? We have repeated. A que. What does a que mean?
At what
At
time?
what? Hora. Hora is hour or time.
Is something.
Okay, I want to know what time the class of Spanish is. A que hora es la clase
De español.
de español? Okay? A que hora es la clase de español? If all else fails, what do we do?
Regurgitate the
Regurgitate
question.
the question. At what hour is it the class of Spanish? How are we going to start our answer?
The
The
class of
class of
Spanish.
Spanish. So we have repite la clase,
La clase.
the class. It is. How do you say it is? S. How do you say at?
A.
And time, based on rule number 2, it always has to have a definite article. Always has to have a definite article. Okay, what time is Spanish class for this class? 8:20. 8:20 is Spanish class for this class. So, is 8 singular or plural?
Plural.
Are you going to use la for your definite article or las then?
Las.
Muy bien. La clase es a las. And what would we say? For 8:20. A las
8:20.
Okay, I have one more for you. We're going to extend a little bit more, and you haven't seen this at all. Okay? No, if it's not. Okay? This time I want to know, ¿a qué hora es? No, I want to know, ¿a qué hora son los partidos? Partidos de fútbol.
When are the
Okay.
games of football?
Okay? Now, ¿a qué hora son los partidos de fútbol? What are partidos? Partidos
Games.
are games. Partidos are games.
Oh, this is for soccer.
Okay? When you watch soccer, there's never just one game on at a time, right? There's multiple games at the same time, yes? Okay? I want you to answer and tell me that they are at 11 o'clock. Okay? Now, let's break out our question. We have ¿a qué hora son los partidos de fútbol? Why did we not use ¿a qué hora es el partido?
Because there's multiple games.
We're talking about more than one game here. So, how are we going to start? At what hour are they the games of soccer? How are you going to start your answer? Regurgitate the question.
The games.
At what hour are they the games of soccer? The games
Los
of soccer,
partidos.
they are at blah, blah, blah. So how do you say the games?
Los partidos.
Los partidos. Now, los partidos, are you going to use es or son?
Son.
Why?
Multiple games.
Multiple games. Los partidos son, how do you say at?
A.
And they're at 11 o'clock. Is 11 singular or plural?
Plural.
Plural, so you have to use what article?
Las.
Las. And your answer is? Once.
Once.
¿Entienden? ¿Todo bien? ¿Todo bien? Ok, muy bien. Buena suerte en la pruebita. Adiós.